good evening, everybody, and welcome to round number 7 of the North American Grand Prix Monday night open wheel championship here in the Lotus 98Ts. Coming to you live from Riverside in California. It's hot and it's smoggy, and I'm joined by Jack Ivy this week. Brad is away on assignment, and Jack is here to fill in for Brad. Pretty big shoes to fill there, Jack.
Hey, in the big boys booth tonight, Al, but I'm all up for it. Going to be a wild and woolly night tonight on this track, that's for sure.
Yeah, Riverside, pretty older track, doesn't even exist anymore. Created by Kevin Lemansky, who is on the grid with us here tonight, and gotta say, pretty amazing job done by Kevin. But the guys have rolled out and have on their outlaps here for qualifying. I'm going to take a quick look at the track map here tonight. 9 corners. That first sector, a lot of S's, but the guys are going to be carrying a boatload of speed through there. And then turn 8 leading into turn 9, which is a banked final corner. And pretty amazing track. As let's see, we're following Matt Taylor now as he goes around that final turn 9. We're going to jump on board with him for this flying lap here in qualifying.
Yeah, that turn 7 is going to be interesting, Al, as the cars, the suspension gets unloaded, and it's going to be all up to car setup there to keep that speed going through that turn 7. It is a tricky one.
Ooh. As Taylor couldn't keep it together there for that first attempt at qualifying, but we'll jump on board with championship leader and race winner last week, Chris Moses, who's carrying 60 kilograms of ballast here tonight. That turn 7 with
even with that big weight, Al, he's.
Go ahead.
Yeah, even with that big weight, he still is turning some pretty impressive lap times out there.
Moses just passing that turn 7. This is a tricky corner leading on to the back straight here, turn 8. And but you were right, that turn 7, that car, you can see the car kind of lift up, and really tricky corner. But Moses, this final blast here down the back straight, these guys are going to be carrying a tremendous amount of speed.
Yeah, and this bank corner is a lot of fun. You know, you can carry a lot of speed right around that corner. Just catching the inside there, Chris, that's going to cost me just a few 100s.
Wow, as Eiran Parsons actually caught up with him on that lap, and Parsons jumps to provisional pole. So Parsons had a rough week last week, but he is has got the best time so far here with a 16.9. That's the fastest I believe we've seen up to this point.
Yeah, we got 4 drivers tonight, Al, who are have no quals: Curtis Chandler, Ian Joliker, John Houston, and John Wathen.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little less traffic out there for some of these guys. Actually, for these guys out on track, as Monahan gets it turned around. Tom Traskell currently provisionally in 6th. Looks like he's on an outlap. Ryan Story currently in 7th, but approaching that turn 7 we talked about. As Lemansky.
Yeah, the suspension gets all unloaded there, Al, and it makes the car very light. Or I found that when I was doing a few laps out there, and it made it hard to keep any speed going up through there.
Kevin Lemansky gets it wrong. Parsons takes it off as well. These guys really with their quali setups here on the qualifying tire and at max boost for these qualifying laps. So I saw guys reaching in excess of 200 miles per hour down the straights here, but pretty amazing how much speed they carry, especially through the S's there. I believe it's totally flat. I don't think these guys lift at all.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Al. You know, going through those S's, you can, you know, go flat out. It's a hairy, scary ride, but you can do that flat out through those S's.
Mascarelli currently in 14th. jump on board with Parsons now on a flyer through turn 6. A little bit oversteer for Parsons through turn 7.
Really working that wheel through there.
Yep. Said this turn 8 is kind of, ooh, yeah, you gotta, as Parsons takes it off. He was actually up into his first sector. Lemansky about to start a flyer through the banking. Man, it's just unbelievable. You even see the tire marks on the walls at the exit of that final corner. Man, this is an incredible recreation of a classic track.
Yeah, done a great job working on this track. My hats off to these guys.
So Lemansky making his way through that first sector, completely flat through there. Wow.
Big counter steer going through there.
10th off in the first sector. Very nice turn. 8 now. Lemansky no doubt has run more laps than probably anybody here at this track. Jack, I don't know if you recall, we ran this track a long time ago in GTR2. I don't know if you remember that, but that version had those concrete tires there in the first sector through the S's. If you hit them, it would explode your car. Yep.
Absolutely. Clip them and you're gone.
So Lemansky to second, under a half second off of Eiran Parsons. Beyond that, it is Parsons, Lemansky. 116.9 for Parsons, 117.4, and then to third it's Ryan Robbins with a 19.3 to Moses is 19.5. So pretty significant gap between the first two and the rest of the field right now.
Absolutely, and those first two, Al, are Parsons carrying 15 kilos and Lemansky carrying 10 kilos of weight.
Yeah, Lemansky finishing third last week. As Taylor now jumps up to third with the 17.7, but Lemansky had his best result of the season last week at Montreal, and actually had a shot at pole there. We were watching him in his bid for pole. He kept on losing some time there in that final chicane at Montreal, but threatened for to take the lead there during that race, exchanging that second position with his teammate a couple times, but settled for third. His teammate finished second, so good night for those two guys. As Robbins looks like he's on an out lap. Moses well off the pace there in the first sector, 1 second off.
Well, keep in mind though, Chris is carrying 60 kilos of weight though, Al. So I mean, you know, he's got quite the trunk load of lead going there.
Yeah, he certainly does, and I think much to everyone's surprise, he ended up winning last week. Given the circumstances that presented themselves, found himself in the lead after in the opening lap, and man, I was telling Brad that they handed that win to him they gifted that win to him. So certainly fortunate to come away with the big slide for Moses. But fortunate to come away with the win.
Yeah, and he caught that inside corner again.
Watch Mike Monahan get it wrong. Dale Baldwick currently in 7th. It looks like no Adamson tonight, and Kirkbride is MIA. John Houston, yep, serving a no qual. He is out. Actually looking very quick in practice.
Yeah, and that's going to make it interesting, Al. You know, these guys, you got Ian Joliker was looking pretty speedy as well. Houston looking really speedy. Those two guys starting at the back, you can bet they're going to be charging through the pack, which is always exciting.
Walwick jumps up to 5th. Behind Robbins, he set his best time there. Monahan currently in 7th. Kevin Miller in 8th, 4/10 off in the first sector. So over here, listening in on some conversation with some of these guys about wing selection. These guys clearly trying to trim the car out as much as they can, but you know, how much wing is how little. You know, how much wing is too little. You know what I mean? So it's like these cars. I think some of these guys are opting for a 10, 11 setup, but I've heard even lower, so who knows?
Yeah, you know, there are some, you know, especially in that last big sweeping corner. I mean, you may need a little bit of downforce there to carry some extra speed through there, so it's going to be a fine balance between the two.
So Kevin Miller, nice lap for Miller, 18.8. And that'll move.
Yeah, and Kevin was looking really speedy in practice too.
Greg Myers jumps up to 5th now with the 19.2. Stay the way they are. That'll be his best qualifying performance. David Zahn, second week in a row here for Zahn. Currently in 11th. Watching Zahn through the S's here, you can see he's carrying so much speed. Holding on to that 5th gear through that section.
Very nicely done.
That's very gentle on the throttle here, trying to get the power down.
Yeah, on both those corners, 6 and 7, you know, really touchy getting on the power without getting a spin out of it.
Yeah, this turn 8, very tricky to set up for. You got to get the braking done right. Ooh, big lurch there from Zahn, but you got to set up for that corner perfectly. Carry as much speed out of there as possible to carry it down this very long back straight. I'm looking really good through that final corner.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, he improves to 7th, so.
Yep.
It's a nice lap for David, 19.2.
Nice and smooth.
Yep.
And, you know, I think this might be one of those tracks, Al, that, you know, there's a fine line between like letting it rip and trying to keep it smooth.
Moses now has jumped up to 4th with the weight. Miller's backed out of it. Myers in the pit lane. Zahn's going back out to try again. Ryan Robbins on track. Kevin talking about driving his track in these cars. He hasn't gone around, driven this track in such a high rate of speed before, so it was kind of catching him off guard as well.
No doubt, you know, these guys running this turbo boost on qualifying is going to make it really, really you know, intense for especially through those S's, Al. That happens so quick. The right and left combinations.
Standing lap by Jake Feemster, 1:17.7, just 7/10 off pole sitter Parsons. Lemansky, just picked him up as he noses it into the wall. Taylor as well. Wow, we got guys bouncing off walls everywhere. Moses in the pits. on. Ballweg just improved his time. A lot of traffic on track. David
yeah, that's a great lap for Jake Feemster out there.
Oh, phenomenal. So came up quick on either Canola or Lemansky, one of the two. Cut one of those guys off a little bit. As Chuck Carter now sets his personal best of 120. So it looks like the qualifying tire is still the way to go here despite the hot conditions. 36C. Not sure what it is in Fahrenheit, but my people tell me it's hot. So
that is very hot, Al. That's up around 100 Fahrenheit.
Wow. Too hot for me.
Probably going to be too hot for these qualifying tires, too.
Yeah. Looks like guys only putting in one lap here. We've seen earlier in the season, guys getting multiple laps off the qualifying tire button.
Well, probably not at these speeds. They won't get a chance to cool down.
No, not at all. As Monahan currently in 11th, pretty decent first sector time there for Mike. Under a second off the pole sitter's time. Parsons just ahead of him on track. Is now up on his personal best and up in the second sector as well. Parsons makes his way to the line. Bam. 16.6 for Parsons. Improves on his provisional pole lap. Monahan looks like he had to bail on his lap. Lemansky 0.6 off in sector 1. Taylor looks like right behind him. Pretty good first sector time for Matt. Pretty decent second sector. His time.
Yeah, he improved, but not enough to change his position there. Really close, though. Look at that. 1:17.471 for Lemansky and 1:17.485 for Matt Taylor.
Very close times between those two guys. Taylor carrying 20 kilograms of ballast. So the top three guys all carrying weight. Jake Feemster, the first driver without any weight, and he's looking good. Like I said, in fourth. Moses over 2 seconds off provisional pole time here, but carrying a truckload of weight here. Greg Myers, he's going to roll back out there and try and prove his position. Kevin Miller looks like he dropped out. Let's hope he's able to get back in here. Dale Ballweg, who lost a bit of time there in the second sector.
Yeah, I hope Miller gets back in. I hope it's not a terminal tonight for him.
Oh, looks like he's trying. Ooh, Dale gets it wrong. There in that final corner. He's carrying a little too much speed. This time does not look like that's going to happen.
Oh, way to the outside there for Dale.
We've got about 6 minutes to go in this session, going by quickly here.
Just a quick shout out there to our viewers tonight. Welcome to Monday night racing here at NAGP.
Carter had a pretty good first sector, but he's going to try it again here. He's currently in 13th. Peter Burke back in 14th. A little surprised to see him back there, to be honest with you. Brian Story currently in 15th. Sam Rolfe running in 16th. Mascarelli in 17th. Traskell is in 18th. As you said, we got a few guys on the naughty list here tonight. Jack, 4 total with no calls tonight. So Parsons making his way out on an out lap. Taylor, he is on a flyer. Parsons behind on his first sector time.
So with 4 minutes left, most of the guys out trying to make the best of the last qualifying laps.
Brought up the speedometer app as Taylor can't improve his time. Let's see. Lansky looks like he is not on a hot lap, but Jake is, so jump on board with Jake, see what kind of speed he's going to be carrying down this back straight here.
Well, I just clocked Letmansky at 2:09.
So Jake improves again, doesn't improve his position, but improves his qualifying time. Oh, Letmansky gets it wrong through the S's.
Well, it's not surprising, Al. I had him clocking through there at 2:03.
That is a tremendous amount of speed there, chap.
I mean, that's insanity.
Ooh, Taylor gets it wrong at turn 8. Let's see, Moses on a flyer here, coming up on his teammate. Looks like he might have been trying to give him a little drafting help there. Moses up to 2:10, so Moses looks like 2:11. Looks like he's got that thing trimmed out a little bit.
Yeah, that was the fastest speed I've seen, actually. Oh, and too fast.
Yeah, a little too trimmed out. That's the second time we've seen him backing into the trailer park. Kevin Miller. He was just 4/10 off there in that first sector, but I think he parked and had to go back out. Meanwhile, Parsons is even in the first sector. And up in sector 2, so Parsons, he is hauling the mail here tonight. See, maxing out around 2:06. Tiago Canola's having some trouble here trying to get back in. Oh!
Whoa!
Bashes it into the wall. Canola's been having some serious issues with his wheel, so he's been struggling with that. We saw that last week. He's having some issues with his pedals, I think. That was probably cost him the win, to be honest with you. So Taylor is 1.3 off in sector 2 to Peter Burke. Sets his personal best, good for 13th. Miller makes it back in. Taylor loses it. Down the list here. Kevin Miller, is he on a flyer? It looks like he is. Got a minute to go here.
Yeah, it looks like Letmansky's on a flyer as well.
Oh, looks like Miller's backing out of it. See what Kevin can do here. He saw his split time and he might be backing out of it. Yep. So that's all she wrote for Letmansky tonight. He's not going to be able to do anything about Parsons' time. Taylor is in the pits. Jake in the pits. Myers in the pits. Miller's still out there, so if he gets around in time, he should be able to start a flyer. Zahn improves up to 8th. So Miller Crosses the line. He's probably going to be the last guy here. Set a time. Let's see what he can do. Getting up to 2:01 there through the S's. Unbelievable in 5th gear. Oh! Oh. And he's done.
Cooked it. You know, they get a little over aggressive coming off those corners, and the turbo just will eat you all up, Al.
Yeah, so easy to do. Oh, there's Monahan. Monahan right at the last second here jumps up to 8th. So nice up.
And a great one. A great lap by Mikey. And Mikey disconnects.
Yeah, he'll probably rejoin here. Canola out on track. He's the second off in the first. Oh, that's it. Session's over. So Canola is going to be starting pretty far back here, Jack, but have to keep our eye out for him. I don't think he was really able to set a good lap here in qualifying. But Eiran Parsons and Lemansky, 1 and 2 here at Riverside. Unbelievable lap there for Parsons of the 1:16.6. Strategy's going to be go ahead.
You know, almost just under a second over P2 for Kevin. I mean, that is a huge advantage there for Parsons. We'll have to wait and see how the race setup plays out.
So strategy is going to come into play here, given the heat. I think a lot of these guys are going to be on the harder of the tire here. We've seen a lot of guys running the softs throughout these last few races, but looking at the grid right now, most of the field on mediums. See Parsons switching to his tire selections changing. Parsons going on the hards. Interesting.
Hard.
Mansky on the mediums, Taylor on the soft. So we got 3 different compounds here between the top 3 qualifiers. Interesting.
Love it, Al. I love it when we get a real mix going on here. So we know there's some strategies coming in here. Fewer stops for Parsons. What's he gonna go? 1 stop? Can he do that?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a 1 stop for these guys. Soft tires, and no doubt would be a 2 stopper. It's going to be 38 laps here tonight, so 19 to go halfway. I really don't think
you could probably look for Parsons' tires to hold up later on in the stint, but he may be at a real disadvantage early on. But hey, the Thunder from Down Under, I would never bet against this guy anytime.
So the 2-stop guys, if someone decides to do that, have to go at least 12, 13 laps here to make it work. So I'm going to take a quick rundown of the standings here tonight. A little spotter guide there to help you guys identify the different cars out there and who's driving them. But in terms of the championship standings here tonight, it is, after 6 rounds, halfway. We are beyond the halfway point of the season. Chris Moses leading with 101 points. Andrew Adamson in second with 92, but Adamson, I do not see him on the grid here. So, unfortunately, he's going to take a hit in the standings. Eiran Parsons in third with 91. Matt Taylor fourth with 89. And John Houston in fifth with 67 points. In the team championship, Precision Motor Racing maintaining the lead. Chris Moses and Matt Taylor with 190 points. T-Brock Dan Bam in second. That's Parsons and Houston with 158. Rowdy Burns Racing Team, where both drivers are absent here tonight, they're in third with 139. KT Racing, that's Tiago Canola and Kevin Lemansky at fourth with 62. And the taxi service, Sam Rolfe and Greg Myers in fifth with 56. So right now, seeing the way things are with the Rowdy Burns duo not being here, it looks like it's going to come down to T-Brock and PMR this season for the team championship.
Yeah, you know, with both drivers missing the race, it's going to make a huge impact on the final standings, Al.
All right, so we got about 2.5 minutes here before we go green from Riverside. Let's, Jack, what do you say? We want to run down the starting grid here tonight?
Let it rip, Al.
All right, so starting from pole, it's going to be Eiran Parsons, followed by Lemansky. He's going to be starting second. Matt Taylor in third. Jake Feemster is going to be starting fourth. I believe that's his best starting position this season. Hey, Greg Myers sneaking up there to fifth. Didn't see that happen. Nice job by Greg.
Great job by both those guys, Feemster and Myers. I just want to shout that out again. In sixth, we got Chris Moses. 7, Kevin Miller. Mike Monahan in 8th. And 7 and 8, good on Miller and Monahan. 9th is Zahn and 10th is Rolf. So good efforts by those guys.
Dale Ballweg's going to start in 11th. Ryan Robbins in 12th. Peter Burke in 13th. Chuck Carter's going to be starting in the 14th position. And in 15th is Brian Story.
Lou Mascherelli in 16th, Tom Traskell in 17th, and 18th is going to be John Houston, 19th John Waffen, 20th Curtis Chandler, and Ian, the bad boy, Joliker, is going to bring up the back of the pack.
Bringing up the rear. So, disregard what he's saying. Jack, just make sure you hit, don't hit drive until, you know what to do. So your car goes back in the pits. Yeah, Ian just posted something, but just don't hit drive until about 3 seconds to go. All right, so Jack, any predictions here tonight?
None. I'm looking for hard charges from the back, but with Parsons up the front, you just never know.
Looks like Parsons has moved on to the medium tire here. So I wonder if he was trying to get these guys to make a change there in their tire selection. But nonetheless, we got 20 seconds to go here. It's going to be a tough to beat Parsons here. Lemansky can get a good start. Clearly, he's got a ton of laps here. And it'd be great to see him win at the track he put together himself. But we're about to go green here from Riverside. Green flag. Good start there from Parsons. Bit of a bobble from Taylor, but Parsons rocketing away here at the start. And Feemster jumps up to second. Gotta wonder if that was a turbo-aided move there from Jake to jump up to the second position. Wow, great start from Jake. That's your partner there, Brad. I mean, Jack, sorry.
That's it. That's a broadcast partner from Thursday night. Go, Jake, go.
And, man, they're checking out. Ooh, bit of a moment there from Monahan, who jumped up to sixth. Watching the field here. Go through turn 8, making their way down the back straight.
Boy, Parsons and Feemster are literally checking out on this crowd, Al.
It's pretty amazing. What a start for those guys. Had a little timing glitch there, but it showed Feemster for a second there up in first, but Parsons leads after one lap here, and Parsons really starting to gap as Taylor putting some pressure on Lemansky here for second. Taylor going to have a look on the inside. Turn 7. These two side by side. It's going to be advantage Lemansky. Taylor on the softs, Lemansky on the medium. So, I think, I'm not sure if Jake had a little mistake there, but Taylor's going to be desperate to get around Lemansky here. Should have better pace on the soft, so no doubt Taylor going to be doing a 2-stop run here.
Made that pass.
Yep, he made it stick here. So Parsons already out to a 4.5-second lead over Jake Feemster in second.
Yeah, but Taylor is closing the gap on Feemster like lickety-split.
Yeah, I gotta wonder if some of these guys are doing a 2-stopper on the mediums. That could be what's helping Parsons now. Less fuel, but tough to say. These guys keep the strategies pretty close to the vest. But further back, John Houston has made some headway here after starting from the back all the way up to 11th. Joe LaCorda 13th, Jack.
Yeah, I'm following that action. Jolicoeur in behind Chuck Carter. Houston in front of him, so they've really closed up really quick. They're putting the pressure on Peter Burke right now.
Houston making a pass on the outside of Burke and makes it stick. So Houston now up to 10th. Chuck Carter. Jump on board with Joe LaCour here as he tries to make his way past Carter down the back straight.
In the draft.
Joe LaCour on the mediums. Oh, Chuck's not giving it up easy.
No, Chuck's hanging in tight there on the inside. But it looks like Ian's got it done. Whoa. If he can keep it off a wall.
Yeah, I was just going to say, a little moment there. Got a big wiggle. Whoa, as Chuck really closed the gap up quickly.
Well, Ryan Robbins closing up on that action right now.
Good action. Lemansky has fallen back. Oh, he's got damage, Jack. Lemansky's got some front wing damage, and Moses has gotten around. Monahan is looking to get around, and Jake Feemster has fallen back to 3rd. So Taylor, you were right. He's on the softs and looking to chase down Parsons here, who is now up 5 seconds over the field.
Yeah, you know, you give Parsons clean air and clean track. You might as well just write that guy a ticket for a free freight ride home.
Well, here we go again. Miller and Houston every week. We talk about these guys as Taylor sets fast lap 21.6, but it's a weekly thing here. It's the Miller-Houston battle, the Miller-Houston show. Ooh.
Well, in the catbird position is Greg Myers, and he's probably just loving this fight in front of him.
Houston makes the pass at a very tricky part of the track through the S's.
A little farther back, I got Jolicoeur, Burke, and Ballwig in tight, and they're starting to reel in Greg Myers.
Just jumped on board with Jolicoeur.
You know, with these turbos, Al, you need a lot of patience getting on the fuel. It's not the old just, you know, mash the pedal. Oh, Greg takes it wide.
Greg had a moment there. I don't know if he had contact with the wall, but he is. Oh, Lemansky's done. He is out. That's a shame.
Yeah, I thought I caught him going into the wall there.
See what Joe Joe LaCour could do here. Oh, we might have had some contact there between Burke and Joe LaCour. I think wheels touch. Chandler out.
Wow, some early attrition here, Al.
Yeah, not surprising. This is, Joe LaCour. Ooh, looks like Joe LaCour might have engaged that turbo to make that pass on Ballweg. So Joe LaCour now up to 8th. Looking at that gap. Well, Burke now putting the heat on Ballweg.
And you know, at these speeds, Al, it just takes one accident and you're done.
Yeah, I think, you mentioned attrition. I just think the speeds here and any contact with the wall is just, at these speeds, is terminal. But Houston is...
even though it's only a minute 20 to get around this track, Al, these straightaways are a long time waster if you're carrying a lot of damage.
And meanwhile, John Houston, like he was shot out of a cannon here, chasing down now Mike Monahan, who was running in 5th, and Taylor just keeps resetting fast lap of the race, and now that gap under 4 seconds. So he is really working hard here to chase down Parsons. I think, yeah, it looks like Houston's got a little damage to the front of that Lotus. The nose cone is a little askew.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just zoomed in on that, and you're correct, Al. So he's running a great race so far, even though he's got a damaged car.
So these guys now reeling in Chris Moses, who is in 5th. I'm sorry, 4th.
Well, and that'll probably happen as Chris is carrying all that baggage. But Houston in quick. You know, maybe getting rid of some of that spoiler on the front there is giving him some top line speed. I'll keep an eye on his speeds.
Looks like he's going to try and make a move here on Monahan. And he's going to get it done. So now Houston up to 5th.
And gaining quick on Chris.
Guys on the mediums. Monahan actually on the softs. Losing ground to Houston. But I mentioned Houston was really looking good here in practice.
Yeah, he had one of the top practice times going. Unfortunately, he picked up a no qual, but hasn't really hurt him too badly, though, Al.
Just watching John Wathen here. Mascarelli calls it a night. Wathen's car's seen better days.
Houston through the S's all over the tailpipe of Chris Moses.
A little tighter line through there for Houston. Oh, Moses takes it a little wide. I think that's going to cost him that spot. Yep, so Houston makes the pass. And
quite the show by John Houston tonight.
Yeah. Doing what he's got to do here. These team championship points, very important. Parsons doing his job, leading the race. And Houston currently advantage T-Brock Damband in the team championship as we run it. Peter Burke and Ryan Robbins a little further back. Burke might have dropped
Peter was up in tight with Ryan Robbins and bobbled the last couple corners and opened that a little bit of a gap for Ryan.
John Wathen here still trying to chase down Traskell. This is for the final points paying position. Gap now 3 seconds. Taylor to Parsons. Traskell's really checking out here on Wathen. Hoffman's got some damage to that thing, so that's got to be hurting his straight line speed.
Absolutely. They're showing, I'm looking at John's car. It looks like he's got some rear end damage as well.
So Eiran Parsons, our race leader, best time, best lap, 21.7. He just said it. And got Taylor behind. His personal best, 21.4. So 0.3 quicker. Looks like the softs over the mediums right now. Not that much.
No, it's not. And you can bet that with this heat there, these mediums may hold up a little longer than those softs.
Taylor's last lap was 21.6. So still running in the... Ooh, nearly throws it off. Jake Feemster on the mediums, best lap, 23 flat. So, what a run. He's 17 seconds off the leader, but he... sure if he was expecting himself to be up here in third. He was running second. Still could take second.
Great run by Jake. You know, I don't want to be biased here, but it sure would be special if Jake could put that car on the podium for his first podium finish. That'd be just wonderful for him.
That'd be awesome. And now Monahan's starting to close up here on Chris Moses, Miller, and Jolicoeur. This is going to be ratcheting up here soon. Parsons. Now Taylor resets fast lap, 21. We're going to keep our eye on Taylor here. See what he elects to do. Should see him come in around lap 13. Lap 12.
Yeah, 12, 13, probably 13.
Canadians about to go at it here, Jack.
No love lost in sport between with our flag. They'll be going at it. Jolicoeur's going to try and take that position. Miller's going to try and maintain it.
Okay, so report from the pit lane. Lemansky, force feedback failure. So mechanical troubles. Ooh, big lurch there for Jolicoeur, giving up a little time there to Miller.
Yeah, thanks for the update there on our chat room. And just to let a quick note, to let all our viewers know, you can get in on the action here in NAGP. We run Mondays and Thursdays. Check out the website, get in touch with the admins, and join in on all the action.
So it looks like Taylor just made a mistake. The last lap was a 24.5. So you gotta wonder if these softs are starting to go. He actually did just set a fast lap the time before that, but tell you what, these tires, when they go, they fall off a cliff. But Feemster now coming under heat from John Houston.
Yeah, I thought, you know, John had charged so fast up there. I knew he was going to catch up here at some point. And boy, did he catch up quick.
Yeah, he did. Let's see, Houston's last lap, 22.8. 23.4 for Jake. Not personal best between the two in the race. Not that far off, a couple tenths. But I gotta wonder what Houston's really leaning on that turbo. Parsons in. So Parsons.
Houston in the pits.
Houston in. So two stopper on the mediums. Taylor, he's staying out. Jake has stayed out as well, also on the medium. So, very interesting here. Jake gonna one stop it?
Indeed. You know, the next lap will probably tell the tale. As you said, you know, it's going to be lap 12 or 13. Could be either one for these guys, so we should see on the next lap.
We're at lap 13 now, so it's 19 laps to go halfway. So these guys are, these Parsons and Houston two-stopping it for sure. Yeah, it seems like Houston lost out big on that stop. He's 20 seconds behind his teammate. A little more than that. So I thought he was closer than that when that cycle happened. So Taylor's your leader. And Rocket's into the pits. Rolf is in the pits. See where he comes out in relation to Parsons. Jake's going to take over the lead. Well, he should take. Oh, Taylor! Some
He's staying out
in this pit stop again. Wow. Wow, just could not get serviced, and he is just sitting in the pits. That's a heartbreak. He's away. Yeah, it looks like he might have overshot his pit. He had to back in. Not sure what happened there, Jack, but Jake Feemster. Kevin Miller, 1 and 2 at the moment, and something tells me Miller, Jolicoeur, and Feemster will be doing a one-stop.
Yeah, going to be very interesting to see. Can Jake, you know, is he smooth enough on the tires to make these tires hold out? But love the strategy. It makes it real interesting.
Watching this battle between Jolicoeur and Miller. Meanwhile, Jake Feemster, our race leader, leading his first laps this season. And on a one-stopper, the other guys, Parsons, Taylor, Houston, they've come in for service, doing a two-stop. It's a quicker strategy, but you got to make an extra stop, clearly. So Feemster giving up some time, some race pace, but this could work out for him, Jack.
Yeah, it's gonna. You know, the back half of this race is gonna be real interesting, Al. Well, the first half's been interesting too. I'm just disappointed we had so many guys drop out so quick.
So let's hope Jake can maintain his composure here. Not think about it too much. Just drive his race.
Jolicoeur all over the back of Miller.
Yeah, hasn't been able to do anything
Houston
about that.
going by Story.
Oh, and Peter Burke has some trouble, but yep, we just picked that up. I'll tell you what, Jolicoeur has caught up to Miller, but has not been able to make that pass. So you got to wonder if Jolicoeur was possibly leveraging that turbo a little too much at the start of the race. It needs to conserve a little bit of engine life here towards the end.
Well, I don't know if conserve is in Ian's vocabulary, Al.
I tend to agree, as Taylor and Zahn nose to tail, side by side. Ooh, Zahn has to check up there, so gives up that spot to Matt Taylor. Parsons now all over the back of Chris Moses for fourth.
wow, and went by Moses like a rocket ship there. Story going around Houston too. Oh, contact.
Oh, just
Story and Houston.
Yeah, so Miller's teammate has some contact with Houston. Might have been, just caught the tail end of, might have been wheel to wheel as Jake sets his personal best, 22.3. So Jake laying it down here.
Yeah, that was wheel to wheel. Story in Houston. Story got the worst end of that, but John kept going. So I'm sure there'll be helmets dropping in the pit lane after this race.
As Miller's just given up that second position to Joe LaCour. Joe LaCour just set his personal best lap of the race, 22.2. So it looks like the medium tire is coming to life here. Parsons make short work of Moses. Moses has yet to stop, so it looks like Moses is also doing a one-stop strategy. So, a couple laps to go here before Jake and at least the top three come in for service. Man, Joe LaCour, once he got past Miller, he is really starting to rocket away here. And that gap is now just 6 seconds between Jake and Joe LaCour. And let's not forget, Joe LaCour started from the back, and he just set his personal best lap of the race, 22 flat.
Yeah, both him and John Houston, have made a great hard charge from the back of the pack.
Two different strategies between those.
But good on Jake Feimster. He's sort of keeping his composure out there, Al.
Yeah, car looks good, looks clean. Last lap 23.2. So giving up a little bit of time there that last time around to Joe LaCour. Joe LaCour really pushing hard. So Taylor, after his pit stop debacle, he's 21 seconds behind Parsons. That gap was 3 before the stops. So, I take that back, 6. He had made a mistake, but his woes continue in the pits. Been struggling with that much of the season. So it's 9 seconds. Pretty short pit lane here, Jack, and these guys carrying a ton of speed going in there. Stop should be quick. Gonna have to look at that time difference when Parsons does come, when Jake comes in and this stop cycles through between Parsons and Feimster or Joe LaCour, because that gap is now shrunk to 3 seconds.
Yeah, boy, both Joe LaCour and Miller are closing that gap up to Jake Feimster in pretty quick succession.
So Zahn has brought it into the pits. Yeah, let's just hope Jake isn't doing some mirror driving here, seeing that gap shrink. Easy to do. It's tough when you're not in this position all that often.
No, but still, for Jake to be running a handful of laps in P1, and here he comes into the pits.
Ooh, keeps it together. Wow, great. Right into his box. Wow. Joe LaCour in. Joe LaCour great on the pit stops. I'm going to stay on board here with Jake. See if he can come out ahead of Joe LaCour. Moses in. Parsons has taken over the lead. Yeah, I wish they got the
big fuel load.
Yeah, I wish they got the whole spectator thing working in AC so can animate pit stops. Jake away, Joe LaCour, no!
Jake's out.
Joe LaCour still, oh, he's just getting away now. Houston, yep, gets ahead of Jake and Joe LaCour. And pretty good stop between both those guys. I think Jake may have picked up just a little bit of time on Joe LaCour, not much. So he is 38 seconds behind Parsons. Parsons should be stopping in the next 3 or 4 laps.
Going to be close, Al. Going to be close.
Yeah, I can't crunch these numbers in my head, Jack. I'll just see how things play out. But Monahan now,
it will be close,
on Moses.
and it's going to be exciting.
Monahan on the softs. Yeah, he started the race on the softs, so I thought maybe he might have switched, but no, he is on the softs. Let's see, Parsons stayed on the mediums. Taylor still on the mediums. And like we said, it's trouble. He's 22 seconds back. Houston now on the softs. And I don't know, did Houston start on the softs there, Jack? I don't think he did. I think he switched onto the softs for his stop.
For this last stop, I think you're right, Al. I think he switched over.
Going to try and make the softs work here in the second stint. Looks like he's doing all right. Last lap, 22.9. I'm sorry, yeah, 22.9. No, excuse me, 22.3. No, it's a 22.9. I'm all confused. But Chuck Carter now is closing the gap up a little bit here on Greg Myers. Greg started in 5th. Falling back a few positions. You saw him make a mistake a little while ago in the first stint. Running in 9th currently.
Still running a great race there. Got Chuck Carter up behind him, so Chuck will try and pressure him. And boy, Chuck just closed up real quick there on him.
So I got to tell you about a cool thing. Since Chuck is still here, Chuck will be hosting the May Classic, 2nd annual May Classic, Indy 500, and it's going to take place May 23rd. It's a Tuesday night at Indy, the Oval, running, I believe, one of the IndyCar mods, but Chuck is going to be hosting that. These guys are from the area. They love they go to the race every year. Moses, Watson, they all go. I think Joe LaCour. You ever been down there, Jack, for the 500?
No, it's on my bucket list now.
Yeah, I went a couple years ago with Roman and Chris Moses, and what an amazing race. Been to the F1 race there before, but the 500 is just a whole different animal. Taylor in the pits on lap 23. But check out on our forum, the Fun Race forum there on the site, and if you want to join up, it's open to everybody. It'll be a good time. All the info and the downloads and everything's there if you want to take part. So Taylor still in the pits. And it looks like he came in a little early here, Jack. So things starting to unravel here for Matt Taylor on lap 23. So after that, that moves Houston up to second. Parsons' teammate started from the back of the pack after serving a no-call penalty. Has had some run-ins with a couple guys, but he just nearly threw it away. Feimster now up to third and about to close in on Houston. Houston pretty late in his stint here. So he may be struggling with the softs. I don't believe he took softs to start the race and switched over to him on his first stop. So I think it might be catching him out a little bit here, Jack.
Yeah, you know, switching compounds like that, the car is going to feel a little different, going to handle it a little differently. Tires are going to wear a little differently. So, but mind you, John is pretty experienced. He should be able to handle it, but he might be caught out, as you said.
After that stop, Taylor back in ninth. Over a minute off the leader, Parsons. It's by far Jake's best run this season. And just running perfectly, running clean. Don't want to jinx him here too early, but best I've seen him run all season.
No, I don't think we can jinx him. He's having a great run. No matter where he finishes tonight, Al, he's had a great race.
So he's within a second. Second of Houston. He's running in second. Run down the order here. Parsons, who is due to stop here in the next lap or two. Houston running in second. Feimster right there in third. Not far off of Houston. Joe LaCour has dropped off a little bit here from Feimster. It's a couple, almost 3 seconds. So Jake and Joe LaCour doing a good job. Miller running in fifth. Chris Moses back in sixth. Monahan still hot on his heels, unable to get around Moses, even though Monahan on the soft compound. Taylor running in eighth. Myers in ninth. Ryan Robbins just dives into the pit lane now, so he's in 11th. Zahn in 12th. Peter Burke
Parsons in.
Running in 13th. Parsons in the pits. Story 14th. Watton back in 15th. And Traskell in the last points paying position. Make that 15th. And Watton in the last points paying position. So this is the race right here. Is Parsons going to be able to get out ahead of Jake? I think he will be able to. As Houston and Jake are just starting. Yeah, Parsons is away, so he's got Jake covered here. But Houston needs to come in again.
Houston in the pits.
Houston in the pits. Jake takes over second place.
Whoa! Houston gets it all wrong in the pits.
Yeah, easy to do. These guys carrying a lot of speed going in there. So Miller moves up to fourth.
So 13 laps to go, Al, and I'm showing Ian 3 seconds behind Feimster, and of course Parsons out with quite the gap.
Oh, a little bobble there with some lap traffic. Monahan had to give up that position to Taylor. Monahan had a bit of trouble trying to get around us. I think Traskell just took it off into the weeds. And yep, Taylor picks up that spot from Monahan, so Monahan now drops down to seventh. Ooh, Chuck looks like he's done for the night, and Monahan threw it wide. He's got it back together here.
Yep, back on. Doesn't look like he took any damage there, Al.
No, he kept it off the wall and pointing in the right direction, so didn't lose much time. But meanwhile, Taylor really quickly closing up on. It looks like that is Watson. Yep. There's a lap down, and it's just a couple seconds off his teammate, Chris Moses, who is running in 5th. So the gap between Feemster and Jolicoeur a couple seconds apart. Taylor should have pace on his teammate here. Monahan in the pits. Taylor should have some pace on his teammate. And it shouldn't be much of a struggle here for Taylor to get around him. I'll tell you what, that gap, only 9 seconds between Jake and Parsons. And that's pretty impressive for Jake on that one-stop strategy.
Absolutely. You know, the strategy's worked out for Jake, but he's kept it pretty clean throughout this whole race. So my hat goes off to that guy tonight.
Got 10 laps to go. Parsons in the lead. You know, any little bobble, little mistake, which is easy to do in these cars, can put Jake right there. So it's not over yet.
No, it's not. But Eiran, the thunder from down under it, Al. He sees the gap. He knows how to manage the car, manage the gap, manage the track. He's a seasoned veteran. It'll take a major mistake for him to lose this one now with a 10-second lead.
So Taylor made short work of Moses there and has now jumped up to 5th. So if Moses finishes where he is, now he'll lose 20 kilograms. Oh, I'm sorry, 15 for next week. Finish in 7th, that would knock another 5 kilograms off. So not sure what Moses' strategy is. I don't think he's ever really played the weight game too much, so he always tries to finish as high up as he can. But Myers now has jumped up to 7th after this final pit cycle here, ahead of David Zahn, who's a little ways back of Myers. Myers kind of got 10 seconds up behind Moses and about 11 and 12 seconds up on Zahn, so kind of quiet run now for Myers.
Yeah, knowing that Ian, he's got Jake Feemster in his sights. He can see him quite clearly up ahead of him, Al. And Ian's going to be working that turbo boost to try and close that up in the last few laps.
It's a really close battle here for 11th. This is Burke, Robbins, and Brian Story. These guys very close to one another. Ooh, it looks like Story got around Robbins. So Story picks up a spot. Monahan has rejoined in 10th after his stop. John Houston, a little surprised to see him as far back as he is after his stop. He's back there in 9th. And given the trouble,
Story puts it off track.
And given the trouble Taylor had in his stop. Oh well, yeah. He said Houston had a moment going into the pit, so he must have lost a bunch of time.
Absolutely, got it all turned around sideways.
Yep. So that little experiment in his second stint there did not pay off. Back on the mediums for Houston. But somehow Taylor's making that tire choice work here with the weight and all.
Yeah, softs and that weight. Good drive by Matt.
I keep watching that gap between Feemster and Jolicoeur. I'm really impressed by Jake. I gotta be honest with you. Jolicoeur is no slouch, and he is maintaining a 3-second advantage over Jolicoeur. has been doing so for a number of laps.
Well, you know, I think, Al, as I mentioned earlier, you know, I drove a few laps on this track, and there was a real balance to be made between, you know, trying to keep it smooth and driving too hard. And I found if you tried to push these corners, you're not gaining time, you're losing time. And this might not play into trying to charge late in the race.
Looks like Zahn.
Just watching Ian, he's sort of pushing.
Zahn here. Looks like Greg might have made a little mistake here, as that gap is now 2 seconds between those two. Greg looks like he might be struggling a little bit here tonight. He made a couple mistakes. Still running in 7th though.
Yeah, it's, you know, this last couple of seasons, you know, Greg has really embraced these open wheel cars, and I'm super impressed. You know, he's been, you know, well within the top 10. Pretty much every race he's in, he's been super smooth. He always has been, but obviously embracing the H pattern shifter and the open wheel cars.
Oh, Jolicoeur has gotten around Jake. So Jake appears to have made some type of mistake there.
Yep.
That's dropped him down to 3rd. That's too bad. Let's see what Jake can do here. Let's refocus and try and reel Jolicoeur in.
Al, you know, coming in 3rd behind Ian Jolicoeur and Eiran Parsons is nothing to sneeze about.
Saw in qualifying these guys reaching speeds of over 200 miles an hour through this section, but probably about 180 something here. Keep an eye on that with Jake, see if he starts to engage that turbo and try and close up on Jolicoeur. Gap's about 3 seconds. Six to go here. Pretty fast race so far. Fast track. Laps quickly going by.
It is super fast.
Houston sets his personal best on the mediums. Oh, someone's got. Oh, Myers off again. Oh, just heard the tire squeal, and man, he's got some heavy damage. He's trying to gather it back together here. Looks like the wheels are pointed straight, but his rear wing is severely deformed. Ah, it's a tough break. Not sure if he got into it with anybody. It didn't look like it. Might have been self-induced.
Well, Parsons has increased his lead to 12 seconds, so he is staying steady.
Well, Houston's starting to close up here on David Zahn. Zahn made his debut with these cars last week. Bit of a challenge for him at Montreal, but he's doing quite well here tonight.
Yeah, if this is his second race, this is a great race for him.
Jake trying to close up here. Taylor's starting to close up on Kevin Miller. That gap's 3 seconds, so 2nd through 5th, pretty close.
Absolutely, they're not far apart. And as we've seen, it only takes one little bobble, and with these guys doing with 200 miles an hour, it doesn't take long to close those gaps up.
But I'll tell you what, this track is really made for some fantastic racing here. High speeds, high drama.
Absolutely.
Keeps are now within a couple seconds here of Joe LaCour. Laps winding down here, just 4 to go.
Yeah, you know, I think Jake is gonna try and use every bit of his engine life out in these last couple of laps, because that gap is closing down. He's seeing a little bit bigger of a picture here.
Yeah, I gotta wonder if, you know, Jake looked like he got shot out of a cannon there at the start of the race. I wonder if he was using a lot of that turbo at the start. But it's something I wish this game would show you, some kind of indicator if it's being used. Might be engaging it a little bit here, going up to 81, 87, 89. Just to get a little bit of boost there down the straight.
These S's are a ton of fun when you get them right, Al.
Yeah, it looks great. So we had a first-time podium last week with Lemansky, finishing third. We could see another one here tonight with Feebster.
And that's great to see.
Houston all over the back of David Zahn. Ooh, tough spot.
Yep.
Ooh, Zahn lifted there. He could have pushed the. Ooh, Zahn looking to counter.
Well, keeping the pressure on, you know, John took a little bit of dirt there.
So it looks like Houston's going to make that pass stick. Get that gap now between Joe LaCour and Feebster starting to close up.
Yeah, and we're coming up to lap traffic too, Al.
Monahan. Oh, Jay, keep it together.
Whoa.
It's going to cost him a little bit of time. Joe LaCour, that's Monahan up ahead. That's Jake's teammate. Shouldn't be an issue there getting around him. Tough night for Monahan. He was running well, but had some issues there. Was on the lead lap, running up as high as 5th or 6th, I believe.
Well, maybe Jake can grab a little bit of a draft off Mikey here.
Oh yeah, up to 195. Yeah, look at that. Goes right back up to.
Well done off that corner.
To Joe LaCour. Really
great
close.
Action here, Al, for P2.
This is unbelievable. While your leader, Parsons, got 14 seconds up over Joe LaCour in second. Just saw Joe LaCour go red there for a moment. Game was a little better out of there.
1.5 to go.
Oh yeah, Jake. He might be on the turbo. Parsons now sets fast lap of the race for good measure.
Wow, that was close for Jake to that wall.
Yeah, it was really close.
And more lap traffic up ahead. Good on him.
Yeah, that was Walton. Really close now. Parsons just ahead on track. Working the final lap of the race. Come down to the wire here.
Boy, oh boy, this is exciting this late in the race, Al.
Parsons making his way down the back straight for the last time. Jolicoeur holding off Jake.
I think he's got a run on him.
Oh, he's going to rocket past him. Parsons going to take the win. Jolicoeur looking to fight back here. On the outside. Oh, wow. How did Jolicoeur make that stick?
Unbelievable.
Parsons takes the win. Jolicoeur is going to hang on to second. Wow. I thought he had no shot. Jake's going to finish on the podium. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't believe he hung on to that.
What a finish.
Taylor going to finish in 4th. Miller 5th. Remarkable. Moses going to come home here in the 6th position.
With a boatload of weight, too.
So he's going to lose a little bit of weight for next week at Paul Ricard. John Houston's going to finish here in 7th. Houston takes 7th. Greg Myers, last car on the lead lap with a bunch of damage, but bringing it home in 8th. So nice run. David Zod, notable mention there, running finishing in 9th. But Eiran Parsons, our winner here tonight in the booth with us. Eiran, congratulations on a fantastic result for you here tonight. Well, I mean, it all started in qualifying. You had a great qualifying lap. Mansky was there in 2nd, but he's just a little too quick for him here. And your strategy was kind of interesting. We saw you take the mediums, do a 2-stopper here, but I was feeling most of the guys would be on a 1-stop with the mediums.
Yeah, thanks, Al. I think a lot of it came down to pre-race, like setup and strategy for this one. I discovered last night that the medium tires were a lot better during the race because the softs were kind of overheating with the track temp being so high. So, and I tried doing a 1-stop in practice, and the car was just horrible to drive. So I decided the unusual strategy of a 2-stop with the mediums.
Yeah,
it seemed to work out. Yeah,
it worked out for you. And notice your teammate elected to jump on. I think he started on mediums, went on to the softs in his 2nd stint, and struggled a bit. Did you guys talk about that at all, or was that something he just did on his own?
That was just a miscommunication between Houston and the pit crew. He was kind of angry. He was kind of angry when he came out of the pits with the wrong tires on, and I think that kind of killed his race a little bit because the soft tires were much harder to drive on than the mediums.
Well, strategy paid off. Congratulations, Eiran.
Well, so Eiran, let's see, you're carrying 15, so you're going to be 35 there at Paul Ricard. Another really fast track. I think we've run there in the past. Pretty familiar with it, but it doesn't seem like that much weight really hampers you all that much, but it looked like the 60 really bothered Moses here tonight. But I mean, your early thoughts here going into next week's race.
Yeah, when I had 55 kilos at Spa, that kind of knocked my pace back quite a bit. So it seems like around the 50 kilo mark it starts really taking effect. So 35 kilos shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, it's kind of some similarities to this track with some really high speed, long straights. So expect maybe some people run mediums again, and some low downforce setups again. I wonder if Matt will go crazy with his with his high speed setup again next week.
Well, we saw him struggle again in the pits, but would have been interesting there if he hadn't had his issues. But nonetheless, congratulations, Eiran. Fantastic run here tonight. Remarkable. Great job.
Thanks, Al.
All right. You know what, Jack? I rarely do this, but Jake Feemster, do you copy?
Yes.
Man, that was a fantastic drive. I just want to give you kudos here tonight. That was fantastic. I mean, certainly it seemed like the most comfortable you've run all season. Kind of missed that there at the end when Ian got around you, but you really reeled him in.
Oh.
And then that final corner, I was certain Ian was going to throw it into the fence, but he somehow hung on to it. And
yeah, he did.
There. But that was some great racing from you guys.
So I was keeping him about 2.5 seconds behind me, and then I went off, and then he got by, and then he and I were both using the turbo there at the end. So yeah, it was very exciting. I figured I had a better chance here than anywhere else since it's a new track to most people. It wasn't just me.
Jake, it's Jack here in the booth, your co-host on Thursday night. Good on you, brother. It was fabulous to watch, and I can't be happier for you.
Thanks, Jack.
Jake, just again, great job, and good luck next week at Paul Ricard.
Yeah.
All
Thanks,
right.
Al. Good luck Thursday.
Thank you. Thanks. All right, Jack. Well, there you have it. Eiran Parsons pulls out another one, and but I think the story of the night's got to be Jake with that run he had.
Yeah, a great run, and Ian. I mean, Ian came from the last spot, yeah. Al. So I mean, great racing by Jake and Ian. Made it really interesting, and I got to thank you for having me in the booth here to fill in Brad's shoes. Big shoes to fill, but had a lot of fun.
Well, thank you for stepping up. Really appreciate it. And thanks, guys, for watching here tonight. We're going to be back, like I said, next Monday. Yep. Paul Ricard, same time, 9 o'clock. Until then, you'll be joined. We'll be back racing Thursday night from Vallelunga in the GT cars. Jack, who's here tonight, and Jake, our podium finisher here. We'll be bringing you all the action for that one. But until next week, thanks everybody, and thank you, Jack, again for helping out. We'll see y'all next week.